Well, while we're on the here, see, you were speaking about the media, that when that one kid died, his mother being all upset about it.
And listen, I've had to make that call, where you have to confirm something for the news.
Sure, it happens.
Doing it.
Oh, you've got like a local newspaper here that goes to the extent far beyond that. Jeff, when you die, you know what your eulogy in the paper will say? It'll bring up something about the lottery scam. It'll bring that up. Because everybody that dies now, the only thing the newspaper should be reporting is what the funeral home tells them. They shouldn't be digging in to see if this person was divorced or if this person was 71. That's nobody's business. Give some respect. And our newspaper.
Once you have something in your clipping file, even if it's 30 years ago, then the person who writes the obit 30 years from, hence, just looks through that and says, oh, DWI 1979.
No, only in the Watertown Daily Times, not in any other papers. It doesn't happen like that. If you died and you were divorced in 72, it wouldn't be in there in any other newspaper.
Well, divorce is, it's a funny thing about all of that. Sometimes
they dig up.
Sometimes traffic tickets infractions are reported on. Sometimes they aren't. Divorces and child custody disputes and people having their children taken away from them and stuff. That doesn't get reported on in some cases, does in others.
Either way,
class you're from.
Things like that. Just that's just showing the low level of this newspaper, and there's no reason for it. And that's one of the main reasons why they're just their viewership is falling and falling and falling. That's a sinking ship that nobody wants to be on. I feel you guys taking over.
So you've launched this gratuitous attack on them, and now I will pay the consequence because it was on my show.
Well, yeah, but everybody agrees it's just a horrible newspaper going downhill, and they shouldn't be doing backstabbing reporting like that when somebody dies. There's no reason for it, and they do. And everybody, when it happens, it's just an awful thing. You don't hear Mike White doing that, do you?
Mike White?
In the morning when he's telling you the obituaries and he's reading about it, does he throw in his own little scheme on it? No, he tells you exactly what the funeral home said, because that's all you're supposed to do. It's just we've got, the National Enquirer and your brain set down here on Washington Street, and they just don't have anything else to do. They don't have any real journalists there. They're just reporting bad facts like that. Listen to how Mike White does it in the morning. That's the correct way. He could easily just read in, wow, I also looked up this person shoplifted in 71, and they got divorced twice in 72, and then remarried. You don't need any of that. The person's dead. Leave them alone.
Right. Well, I tend to think that way, but there's a natural tendency, to... and the things that get dragged up are things that are, quote, on the record. If you had, for instance, a DWI 30 years ago, there's a record of that.
Anything to do with why you died. Doesn't have anything to do with why you died. That was just, all you're doing is
But you're recapping a life there, too.
Yeah, you're picking on a dead person, though. That's all they're doing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't read the obits that much. They seem pretty perfunctory to me, most of them.
No, they always will tell some old divorce or some old crime that somebody did. They throw it in there, and all it is it's poor journalism. They shouldn't be reporting anything more than what the funeral home gives to them. It's not their option.
But by pointing out people's failings or perceived failings, it keeps the public humble.
It's not done in any other newspaper. It's just this poor journalist here, or lack of journalists here. They could read another newspaper and learn a whole lot real quick. Yeah. But they won't, because they've got the little monopoly going, and they don't mind losing sales every year.
All right.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mayor. Have a good day.
Good afternoon, Hotline.